أسعد الله أوقاتكم أعزائي طلاب الصف الحادي عشر. نستكمل معكم اليوم عبر هذا الفيديو شرح الوحدة الثانية. As you can see here, we have two texts, text A and text B. But first of all, let's move to question number 1. Read text A and text B fairly quickly and look at their layout, then answer the questions. You have just 5 minutes to do this task. Start from now, please. Question number 1. Which text is an online book review? Is it text A or text B? What do you think? Yes, that's right. Of course, it's text B. Number 2. Which text is a newspaper report? Is it text A or text B? That's right. It's text A. Number 3. Which text includes a quotation from a politician? What do you think? Excellent. Of course, it is text A. Question number 4. Which text mentions a future danger? Well done. Text A. Number 5. Which text questions a common belief? Amazing. Of course, it is text B. So, check your answers, please. Now it's time to learn the new vocabulary. Stressed, stressed, stressed. It is a verb. What does it mean in English? What do you think? That's right. It is emphasized. Face, face, face. It is a verb. What about the meaning of this word? What does it mean? Great. To accept and manage. Problems, problems, problems. It is a noun. What does it mean? Great. It's challenges. Wage, wage, wage. It is a noun. What does it mean? Well done. Money earned from working. Encourages, encourages, encourages. It is a verb. What does it mean in English? Makes people want to do something. That's right. Evidence, evidence, evidence. It is a noun. What does it mean? Information that proves something is true. Great. Assumptions, assumptions, assumptions. It is a noun. What does it mean? That's right. Ideas that many people believe without checking. Conclusion, conclusion, conclusion. It is a noun. What does it mean? Yes, that's right. It means idea that you arrive at after looking at the facts. Now it is the time to check your ability to use the learned vocabulary well. So supply the missing words from the books below. We have the word challenges, stressed, wage, evidence, assumption. Number 1, I'm looking forward to the space of my new job. Number 2, the project was predicated on the space that the economy was expanding. Number 3, this new space will prove their innocence. Number 4, he earns a good space. Number 5, the education minister spaced the importance of education for economic growth. You have just 5 minutes to do this task. Now it is the time to listen for the right pronunciation for the text. So please pay attention.
The Daily News Wednesday. Text A. The Secretary of State for Commerce and Industry stressed the importance of education for economic growth in a speech yesterday. Improving our education system will give us a generation of citizens who are better qualified to face the challenges of the technological age, as well as competition from low-wage economies in other countries in Asia and Africa. He explained. It increases what people can earn, lifts people out of poverty, and encourages opportunity. He also suggested that the economic health of the country will suffer in future unless more attention is paid to investing in schools and universities. We could easily fall behind, he said. I hope it won't happen. But unless we invest more, it might.
Now, let's discuss the text together. The Secretary of State for Commerce and Industry stressed the importance of education for economic growth because improving our education system will give us a generation of citizens who are better qualified to face the challenges like شدد وزير الدولة للتجارة والصناعة في كلمة ألقاها بالأمس على أهمية التعليم للنمو الاقتصادي وأوضح أن تحسين نظامنا التعليمي سيمنحنا جيلا من المواطنين المؤهلين بشكل أفضل وذلك لمواجهة التحديات مثل Number 1. The challenges of the technological age وذلك لمواجهة تحديات العصر التكنولوجي وأيضا the competition from low wage economies فضلا عن المنافسة من الاقتصادات منخفضة الأجور في بلدان أخرى مثل قارتي آسيا وأفريقيا. He explained that education can help the country's economy in 3 ways. Number 1, increases what people can earn. Number 2, lifts people out of poverty. Number 3, encourages opportunities. وأوضح أيضا أن التعليم يساعد اقتصاد الدولة بثلاثة طرق. رقم 1 increases what people can earn أي أنه يزيد ما يمكن أن يكسبه الناس من دخل ومعاش. Number 2 lifts people out of poverty وينتشل الناس من الفقر. And number 3 encourages opportunities ويشجع الفرص. He also suggested that the economic health of the country will suffer in the future unless more attention is paid to investing in Number 1 schools and universities. كما اقترح الوزير أن الصحة الاقتصادية للبلد سوف تعاني في المستقبل ما لم يتم إيلاء المزيد من الاهتمام للاستثمار أولاً في المدارس وثانياً في الجامعات. After this brief discussion for the text A, now it is time to read the text A again and then answer the following questions. Number 1, what economic challenges does the country have? Number 2, what may happen if the country does not invest in education? Vote true or false. The Secretary of State emphasized the importance of education for economic growth. Number 2, the country cares about the low-wage economies in Asia and Europe. Complete the following sentence. Number 1, there are 3 ways in which education helps a country's economy. A, B, and C. What do these pronouns refer to? He, line 7, it, line 7. You have just 6 minutes to do this task. Start from now, please. Now is the time to move to text B. But before discussing it, it is time to listen to the right pronunciation for this text, so please pay attention.
Is education important? The Facts About Education and Economic Growth by Andrea Wells. Average customer review 4.5 out of 5 stars. For reviews, essential reading. By Peter Garton. Education leads to economic growth is a belief that senior people in education repeat endlessly, and you might expect Professor Wells, as a senior academic herself, to join in. Instead, as the title suggests, her book asks some brave questions and arrives at answers that others in the education industry might prefer not to hear. This is not an academic book. It's essential reading for anyone interested in education, and I hope that means all of us. Certainly there is plenty of evidence that economic success and education go together. Most poor people and nations tend to be poorly educated, and most poorly educated people and nations tend to be poor. But this doesn't mean that one causes the other. This is false logic, and is one of several assumptions that Professor Wells questions. To be fair, she is obviously not against education in general. Her main conclusion is that getting more and more students onto university courses, any course, at any university, produces not growth, but unemployed graduates. She argues that we should move money away from universities and put it into early years education instead, to make sure children all know the basic skills needed for life.
Title of text B: Is education important? The facts about education and economic growth. هل التعليم مهم؟ حقائق حول التعليم والنمو الاقتصادي. Education leads to economic growth is a belief that senior people in education repeat endlessly, and you might expect Professor Wells, as a senior academic herself, to join in. Instead, as the title suggests, her book asks some private questions and arrives at answers that others in the education industry might prefer not to hear. This is not an academic book. It is essential reading for anyone interested in education, and I hope that means all of us. التعليم يؤدي إلى النمو الاقتصادي عبارة عن اعتقاد دائما يكرره كبار السن والخبراء في التعليم، وقد تتوقع أيضا أن تنضم إلى هذا الرأي البروفيسور ويلز بصفتها أكاديمية عليا. بدلا من ذلك، كما يوحي العنوان، يطرح كتابها بعض الأسئلة الشجاعة ويصل إلى إجابات قد يفضل الآخرون في صناعة التعليم عدم سماعها. وهذا الكتاب ليس كتاب أكاديمي، إنما قراءة أساسية لأي شخص مهتم في التعليم، وآمل أن يكون هذا يعنينا جميعاً. Certainly, there is plenty of evidence that economic success and education go together. Most poor people and nations tend to be poorly educated, and most poorly educated people and nations tend to be poor, but this does not mean that one causes the other. This is a false logic and is one of several assumptions that Professor Wells questions. بالتأكيد هناك الكثير من الأدلة على أن النجاح الاقتصادي والتعليم يسيران معا جنبا إلى جنب، فمعظم الفقراء والدول الفقيرة يميلون إلى أن يكونوا متدنيين التعليم، ويميل معظم الناس والدول إلى أن يكونوا فقراء، لكن هذا لا يعني أن أحدهما يسبب الآخر، وهذا منطق خاطئ، وهو أحد الافتراضات العديدة التي طرحتها البروفيسورة ويلز على الأسئلة. So, according to Professor Wells, education leads to economic growth is a false logic. To be fair, she is obviously not against education in general. Her main conclusion is that getting more and more students into university courses, any course at any university, produces not a growth but unemployed graduates. She argues that we should move money away from universities and put it into early years education instead, to make sure children all know the basic skills needed for life. ولكي نكون منصفين، من الواضح أنها ليست ضد التعليم بشكل عام. استنتاجها الرئيسي هو أن الحصول على المزيد والمزيد من الطلاب خريجين الجامعات، أي جامعة، أي دورة في أي جامعة، لا ينتج عنه نمو اقتصادي، بل خريجين عاطلين عن العمل. وتجادل أيضا بأنه يجب علينا نقل الأموال بعيدا عن الجامعات ووضعها في التعليم في السنوات الأولى بدلا من ذلك، للتأكد من أن جميع الأطفال يعرفون المهارات الأساسية اللازمة للحياة. Read the text and then answer the following questions. Number 1. What belief do senior people in education repeat endlessly? Number 2. Why might Andrea Wells' opinion surprise some readers? Both true or false, there are few proofs that economic success and education go together. Number 2. According to Professor Wells, we should move our money away from universities. Number 3. According to Professor Wells, getting more graduates to produce economic growth. What do these pronouns refer to? Number 1. I, line 6. 2. It, line 14. You have 6 minutes to do this task. Now, please, let's move to your pupils' book questions. Number 2, find words in the text that mean the same as the following. The words are in the same order as in the text. Please, you have just 3 minutes to do this task. Check your answers, please. Question number 3. Use the words you found in activity 2 to complete the sentences below. You have 3 minutes to do this task. Check your answers, please. Question number 4. In pairs, read one of the text on page 16 more carefully, then explain to your partner the answer to these questions. You have 5 minutes to do this task. Text A. According to the Secretary of State, what economic problems does the country have? Yes, that's right. The challenges of the technological age, competition from low-wage economies. Number 2, what does he say are the 3 ways in which education helps a country's economy? Of course, number 1, it increases what people can earn. Number 2, lifts people out of poverty. Number 3, encourages opportunity. Text B. Why might Andrea Wells' opinion surprise some readers? Of course, because most people think education leads to economic growth, she disagrees. Number 2. What example does the writer give of false logic? ما هو المثال الذي أعطاه الكاتب على الاعتقاد الخاطئ؟ Economic success and education go up and down together, but that does not mean one causes the other. That's right. Question number 5. Choose the best answer to the following questions. Circle A, B, or C. You have 3 minutes to do this task. Number 1. In text A, what is the Secretary of State view of his country's future? Is the answer A, B, or C? What do you think? Yes, of course, that's right. Of course, C. He is afraid of economic competition from other countries. Number 2. In text B, what does Andrea Wells believe should receive more government investment? Is it A, B, or C? What do you think? That's right. Of course, it is B. Preschool and primary education. Check your answers, please. إلى هنا وصلنا إلى ختام شرح هذا الدرس. أسأل الله العلي القدير أن أكون قد وفقت في ذلك، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.